I am Vinny,
I'm JJ.
And I'm Owen.
and welcome to the 7th episode of the Play by Play podcast. Sorry we couldn't upload last week. I was sick, and we didn't want to do a podcast without three of us. So we're gonna have a double feature this week. We're gonna have this podcast today, and we're gonna have on Thursday, pushed out with Mr. James Devlin that played for the Patriots. And we're gonna interview him, put some questions out there for him, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun team. Tune in on Thursday for that. So, Eagles out, eliminated. Bye. See ya. They're gone. They lost to Tampa. Only scored 9 points, man. What a weird game.
This is getting
What
it's
a weird
ridiculous.
game.
You know, they're done. Obviously, you know, next year I don't see Sirianni on the team. I don't see Brian Johnson on the team. I don't see any coordinator, head coach,
I
anybody.
don't want to see any.
Yeah, I don't want to see
Yeah.
anybody, and I don't think we will see anybody next year. So, well, obviously, you know, they'll get new people, but
I honestly think that, Jason Kelsey retired.
Yeah.
I think that Fletcher Cox isn't going to be on the team. I think Darius Slay had a career-ending injury after his surgery, and then he got injured last night.
Yeah.
They're going to bring Brandon Graham back. We're going to sign Mike Vrabel, hopefully, and then maybe, like, a couple new coordinators.
I'm thinking they might. I don't know how I feel about it, but they might go for Belichick and fire Sirianni.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
they're gonna fire Sirianni. I'm thinking they might go for Belichick because Belichick was always a good defensive head coach. And that's what we need right now. We need defense, like, real bad. And he was also good with talent on the offense. Obviously, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. Obviously, in a couple of days, we're going to interview James Devlin that played with him. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Hopefully, we get Belichick. Obviously, this is a real weird situation we're in right now because we're eliminated. We're with the Cowboys that also got eliminated.
they got blown out by the
Packers, yeah. What a weird game. Interesting the game that was. I don't think anybody saw it coming, getting eliminated by the Packers. They were the second seed, and you got eliminated by the Packers. Go, Pack, go, baby. Let's go. That was great. I was so happy. Dak Prescott threw like 3 interceptions to the Packers defense. He crumbled, fell apart. I plan to see Dak there next year. I don't think we're going to see Mike McCarthy there next year. People are saying he might get fired.
But especially if we do sign Belichick, then we could keep Matt Patricia just because they work together in New England. Matt Patricia was kind of good in New England.
He was
so they
better
can
in
work
New
together.
England. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna keep him though, man. I don't know if we're keeping Matt Patricia because he's just so awful. And even if we don't get Belichick, I think you get Matt Patricia out of here.
Get anyone
Yeah,
else.
I think
besides.
all the coaches get fired. Sirianni is nothing special of a coach. People who wanted to defend him, yeah, you could have defended him when we were winning. Now literally that's the only good thing he was good at, winning. He couldn't do anything. He's nothing special. He does nothing with the offense. He's not a defensive-minded coach. He's an offensive-minded coach, but still can't do nothing. He doesn't call the plays. He doesn't do anything. And when he does call the plays, he sucks at it. So there's nothing special about him as a coach, and I don't plan to see him next year.
Yeah.
And I hope I don't see him. If I see him in an Eagles uniform or an Eagles sideline coat, I'm off, bro.
Who runs a screen pass on 2nd and 22?
Oh, yeah.
When you're down by what was it? 7 points.
7 points,
That's
yeah.
ridiculous.
It's
Especially-
ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It's Brian Johnson. I mean, thank God he's getting an interview with the Panthers to be a head coach.
Yeah.
But another thing is that I really don't think A.J. Brown is going to be on the team next year
mean,
because he's been,
yeah.
he's been arguing with Jalen Hurts a lot. Got rid of all the football or Eagles stuff off of his Twitter, like deactivated his account or whatever. And,
Yeah, he deactivated his Twitter.
he probably wasn't fully healed, but he could have played last night, but he chooses not to.
I don't know if they're still going to be on there or not. But we're going to see. His Twitter got deactivated, and his Instagram account, he deleted all the Eagles posts. And, yeah, he got, obviously wasn't playing last game. Yeah, it was tough without him. And the Eagles, the offense was horrible yesterday, horrible. Obviously, Jalen Hurts was injured. He had the opportunity to play with a glove. He practiced with the glove, but obviously, just the guy that he is, he's never played a full actual game with a glove on, so he takes the glove off, and he plays without the glove, just with the tape on his finger, and it didn't work, man. It sucked. This team gave up on itself. This team had no belief. This team tried to get people hyped with the 10 different videos they were pushing out, trying to get people hyped and believe in this team, believe that we can still win. This team is awful, man. This team can't do anything.
Yeah, like what's it called? Through week 12, we had the highest record in the NFL. We had a 10-1 record,
Yeah.
but as soon as week 12, we won 1 out of our last 6. Like that is ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous, and you can't let that happen to a
But, like,
team that still has potential.
The only thing I'm wondering is like what happened? It was as soon as the 49ers beat us, we just fell off. But like what I'm trying to think of is what happened.
Well, it's coaches happen. And the coaches were it was obviously going to catch up to you. Well, like I said, I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks now. This was going to catch up to you. You were winning. Close games, like up by 3. I think the highest thing you had was against the Dolphins, where you were up by 2 scores. You haven't had a 2-score win since the Dolphins? What's that, week 7, bro? That is insane to me. Insane. You are pathetic. That you have this much on offense and can't do nothing with it. And it's Nick Sirianni. And I think if you fire all these coaches, we will have so much better next year. Only thing is, Jason Kelsey just retired today. Sucks. I don't know who we're going to have
he
as center,
announced
man.
his retirement.
Yeah, he announced his retirement.
Especially before Jason Kelsey retires. You look at your roster. You're like, oh, this team is at least going to make an NFC championship. And they get destroyed by the
This
Tampa Bay
roster on
Buccaneers.
paper is a monster, man. If you look at all these
Yeah,
names
if-
we have, it's crazy.
If we had better coaches, man, we'd be unstoppable.
And also, this run game, you think coming into this game, obviously, Jalen Hurts is injured, and you see DeAndre Swift put up 130 rushing yards against Tampa Bay in week 3 in the regular season. But then you run the ball for 4 snaps, and you can't do nothing with it, and you start getting it. You were getting first downs with DeAndre Swift, and it's just unbelievable, man.
Yeah, especially because DeAndre Swift, he's a top 3 running back in the league.
Yeah.
You can think of
No-
2
no
names better
run
than him.
game.
Maybe Kyron Williams.
There's just no identity for this team at
Saquon
all.
Barkley.
It's kind of insane to have no identity with such a great offense, and unbelievable that Nick Sirianni or Brian Johnson doesn't want to run the ball when you're allowing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are allowing 130 rushing yards to the same team. Like, bro, it's insane. So now we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs we got here. We have for the divisional round in the AFC, we have Kansas City versus Buffalo. Believe it's at Buffalo.
Yeah.
Who y'all got winning this game? Kansas City versus Buffalo. Probably at Buffalo.
Yeah. I got Buffalo.
Yeah.
Just
I got
because,
Buffalo too.
Yeah, I also got Buffalo.
just because plus they're at home. Josh Allen's been playing excellent. They've
Yeah.
actually been throwing it to Stephon Diggs, and he's been
Yeah, he's
making
been getting the ball.
really good catches. James Cook has been outstanding. So
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah, I think the Buffalo Bills come out with this game. Next in the divisional round in the AFC, we have the Texans versus Ravens. I think the Ravens come out with this.
Yeah, I also think the Ravens because, the Ravens are just really unstoppable. Lamar Jackson, you can't stop him. He's just gonna scramble if you're about to get him.
Yeah, Lamar's been
Odell
having an
Beckham,
MVP
obviously
season.
legend. Not as good now, but still good. Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman. You got a lot of weapons on
And they
that
just
team.
got Cook also for the
Yeah.
running back.
I have Houston Tech. I have Houston winning it just because, the Ravens wide receivers, they're good. Like they're not no names, but then they're not the best wide receivers. I know you have Zay Flowers, you have Odell Beckham, but you have Nico Collins on the Texans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're also, you got to think about it, they're also
Tank
missing
Dell.
Tank Dell. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but the Ravens are missing Mark Andrews, so I feel like the Texans pull out.
Yeah, but the Ravens got Isaiah Likely for Mark Andrews, so, which they've been throwing to Isaiah Likely a bit. But that's all right. All right, now for the NFC divisional rounds, we have the San Francisco 49ers coming off the bye against the Green Bay Packers.
I think
Obviously got San Francisco winning.
Yeah, so I think, obviously San Francisco is going to win, but I think the Packers will put up a good fight, just considering how good Jordan Love has been playing for his playoff debut and everything.
Oh, no, I'm saying blowout 49ers.
I'm saying, I've said this before. I said this way before the playoffs, or when the playoff picture was set. I said the Packers would beat the Cowboys,
Me too.
and that was true. Then I also said that the Packers would beat the 49ers. So I feel like the 49ers are going to lose to the Green Bay Packers.
They very well could be. Jordan Love's been playing on a good level of game. They very well could lose. Next, we got the Detroit Lions and Tampa Bay. I got Lions coming out with this.
Yeah, I also have Lions
Yeah.
because the Buccaneers really aren't that good. Obviously, the Eagles should have beat them, but because the Lions are like an actual decent team, unlike the Eagles, I think they'll definitely beat the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they'll definitely beat the Buccaneers too.
Yeah,
So that's the games we got for the divisional rounds this week. On Saturday it's Houston versus the Ravens. Also on Saturday, your night game will be San Francisco versus Green Bay, and on Sunday we'll have the Lions versus Tampa Bay at 3, and then we'll have at 6:30 Kansas City versus Buffalo.
I really wanted the Eagles to play the Lions. I feel like it would have
Yeah.
been such a good game if the Eagles were playing how they
Yeah,
were
if they were playing how they
I
should
still
be.
think they would have lost though.
Yeah.
To the Lions. I
I
still
feel like
think
they
they
would
would have
have
lost.
too. But
But it would have been a good game. I like the Lions. I might ride with them through the playoffs, or I'm either riding with the Lions or I'm riding with the Ravens. Who you riding with?
Oh, I think I'm gonna ride with I think I'm gonna ride with the Bills.
The Bills.
Yeah,
What
I
about
think
you,
they have
Jerry?
I'm riding with the Buffalo Bills.
Nice. Guys, both riding with the Bills Mafia. Cool. Yesterday, the Sixers beat the Rockets 124 to 115. Embiid put up, I believe, 41
41.
points. It was a great game for him.
His
Maxey
first
went
game
off
back
too.
too off
Yeah,
injury.
off injury. Yeah, it was a great game, and they both did well. I think it was a great game for the Sixers. Great win. They've been doing good. Their defense has been better. What do you think about this, huh?
Yeah, I think they've been playing really good, but I mean, besides their win the other day, they did lose a couple in a row, which
Yeah,
you're
that
gonna
really
have
stunk.
you're gonna have rough spots in your
Just don't fall
schedule.
apart like the Eagles.
Yeah, but so now the Sixers are 6 games behind the Celtics,
Mm-hmm.
so they really got to start winning some more games to try to clinch. I mean, there's still a whole half the season, but
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of too early into the regular season right now to be predicting playoffs, who's
Yeah,
going to make the
exactly.
finals. You know what I mean? It's too early for that. It's just about winning games right now. Get to the playoffs. You're third in the conference right now. You're chilling. You're fine. I think they're fine, man. It's been great
yeah,
for them.
and we got the All-Star game soon, and Tyrese Maxey looking to be his first
that'd be
year
cool,
being an
yeah.
All-Star. Yeah, he's top 5 in voting, I think, in the Embiid. So I think there should be a very fun All-Star game, I guess.
That's
'cause,
cool.
Yeah, you want some variety and
That's
Especially
cool.
because it's going back to East and West.
yeah, that's a lot
I
better.
like
I think
how the
because I
East
don't
and
like the
West are-
draft. That whole thing takes way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would make some overpowered teams.
Yeah, it's a cool idea, but on paper it's a cool idea. But if you really do
Yeah.
it, it's like
And the
Really?
NFL Pro Bowl's coming back too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be cool this year.
DeAndre Swift, AJ Brown. Obviously,
Yeah,
they're gonna play in it because they're done.
Yeah,
but-
they're done. So now you're actually going to get a chance to play in the Pro Bowl. Jason Kelsey makes first team All Pro.
and
then
the Pro
retires.
Bowl.
And the Pro Bowl, yeah. So it's been a good ride for the Eagles, I guess, for some players. I don't care about it, though. I don't care that you made the Pro Bowl. Would have rather see you go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget the Pro Bowl, man.
At least
the
even
divisional
if you're
round.
you're
Yeah.
the Eagles, at least make it further than the first round. Like, come
You,
on, we're
yeah,
supposed
you
to
went
be.
first round
This
exits.
was a team that, in the preseason, people were saying, "Oh, Super Bowl contenders. Oh, they're gonna get a title this year." No, they're
Nope.
not, because everything just fell apart. If we never would have lost those games, we would probably be easily in the NFC
Yeah,
Championship.
I'm disappointed. Disappointed.
At least back to the 49ers and Cowboys games. Even if we didn't get blown out, we still would, we would have made it past the first round. I think their hopes got down because they were the best team in the league. They were all chilling. And they got blown out 2
Yeah,
times
the
in a row.
49ers broke them. Especially Debo Samuel. He talked the trash, and then you talked it back.
Backed
But he
him up.
talked more trash than you, and he still, he backed it up. He had the evidence to prove that Bradbury sucks, and he was right. He was right.
Speaking of Bradbury, what about that missed tackle yesterday?
Oh yeah,
get him off the team.
Whoa,
Get him
whoa,
off the
whoa.
team.
What
Get
are
him
you
off the team.
doing, Bradbury? What are you doing?
You know, him and Slay, they're terrible. Like they were
Slay,
so
man,
they were.
you're
That's a
coming off an
pro. That is a
injury.
pro ball cornerback, and he can't make a tackle.
You're coming off an injury,
Like-
and I understand, but you can't make a tackle. It's not that complicated.
And there was another one. He rushed for I think it was 65 yards or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're just not making the tackles, and you got Cunningham running into people. Like, what are you doing, man? Defense, what are you doing? You're falling apart. You're breaking into pieces. You're sliced in half. This is awful. This is awful.
It's ridiculous.
This is awful. And Howie Roseman, I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're ready for this offseason because you're going to have a good ride and firing everybody. You're going to be getting
I
a
don't
lot of
wanna
people
see-
off this team,
yeah.
and you're going to have to draft a whole lot of defense, man. This whole draft better be defense. I don't want to see one offensive player unless it's like a wide receiver or another, maybe a new center that's really good. I don't know, man. Like, this defense, though, you got to get it, man. Got to get it together. And hopefully Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie are taking notes for this offseason and fire Brian Johnson, Sean Desai, Matt Patricia,
Nick Sirianni.
and Nick Sirianni. Get them all out of here.
We gotta get. I see. This is what I don't understand. If you had such good coaching and such a good record, why change the coordinators and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you why? Yeah, it was a poor decision on Howie Roseman's part, which you really don't see often. But this guy can't draft defense for nothing. Absolutely embarrassing. This is the end of the Play-by-Play podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Tune in for Thursday. We're going to be on with James Devlin, asking him some questions and a little interview with him. It's going to be a little live, so come join in. Bye, guys.